Welcome to Famous People, English Stories. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Introduction. Today's story is about one of the most famous women in the world. Her name is Kim Kardashian. Some people admire her, others criticize her, but almost everyone knows her name. She became famous not just for being on TV, but for building a huge business empire, changing beauty standards, and influencing fashion, social media, and pop culture. How did she do it? Let's dive into her story. Section 1: The Early Years Before the Spotlight. Kim Kardashian was born on October 21, 1980, in Los Angeles, California, in the United States. Her full name is Kimberly Noel Kardashian. She was born into a wealthy and well-connected family. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a famous lawyer. He became known to the world when he helped defend his friend O.J. Simpson during a very famous murder trial in 1995. Her mother, Kris Jenner, was a homemaker and later became Kim's manager. Kim has a big family. She has two sisters, Kourtney and Khloe, one brother, Rob, and two half-sisters, Kendall and Kylie. The Kardashian-Jenner family is now one of the most famous families in the world, but that wasn't always the case. When Kim was young, they lived in Beverly Hills, a rich area in Los Angeles. She went to private schools, wore designer clothes, and grew up around Hollywood celebrities. Even though Kim had a comfortable life, her journey to fame was not easy. She started her career in a very different way. Before she was on television, she worked as a stylist. A stylist is someone who helps celebrities choose clothes and accessories. Kim helped stars like Paris Hilton, a famous socialite in the early 2000s. Paris was Kim's close friend, and their friendship gave Kim her first taste of fame. Kim also worked in her father's company after he passed away in 2003. She began to understand business, and slowly, she started building her own brand. But her big break came in 2007, and it was not planned. A private video of Kim with her boyfriend was leaked to the public. This video created a media storm. Many people saw it, and suddenly, Kim was everywhere, in the news, on the internet, and on TV. It was a difficult time, but Kim and her family made a bold decision. Instead of hiding from the public, they stepped into the spotlight. That same year, the family began a reality TV show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. At first, people were curious. Then, they became obsessed. The show followed the everyday lives of the Kardashian-Jenner family. It showed their arguments, their love lives, their parties, and their businesses. People watched it not just for entertainment, but also to feel connected to this glamorous, dramatic family. Kim quickly became the star of the show. She was beautiful, fashionable, and confident. She knew how to get attention, and she turned her fame into power. She started getting invited to red carpet events. Brands wanted her to wear their clothes. Magazines wanted her on the cover. And the public couldn't stop talking about her. But Kim was more than just a pretty face on TV. She was smart. She began to build a brand around herself. She launched perfumes, fashion lines, and beauty products. She used her popularity to start businesses and grow her wealth. Still, many people didn't take her seriously. They said she was famous for being famous. But Kim didn't listen. She worked harder, learned from her mistakes, and kept growing. Behind the cameras, she was becoming a powerful businesswoman. This was just the beginning. Kim Kardashian was no longer just someone's friend or daughter. She was becoming a brand, a celebrity, and a name the whole world would know. Section 2: Building a Brand, Fame, Fashion, and Fortune. Kim Kardashian knew that fame could disappear quickly. Many people become famous one day and are forgotten the next. But Kim didn't want to be just a reality TV star. She wanted to turn her popularity into something bigger, something permanent. So, she began to build her personal brand. And she did it with focus, strategy, and hard work. Kim understood the power of image. She always made sure to look stylish, polished, and different from others. She had a unique look, dark hair, glowing skin, curvy body, and she embraced it fully. At a time when most celebrities were thin and blonde, Kim showed the world a new kind of beauty. She became a symbol of body confidence for many young women around the world. But she didn't stop at beauty. She used her image to create business opportunities. First, she partnered with fashion brands. Then, she launched her own products. She released perfumes with her name on them. She opened clothing boutiques with her sisters. One of their first stores was called Dash, and it became very popular. Later, Kim entered the beauty industry. In 2017, she launched her own makeup brand, KKW Beauty. The brand became an instant success. It sold out in minutes. People loved her makeup because it helped them look like her, contoured, glowing, glamorous. The brand earned millions of dollars in a short time. Then came shapewear. In 2019, Kim launched a new brand called Skims. It was not just underwear, it was clothing designed to shape and smooth the body. Many women loved it because it came in many skin tones, shapes, and sizes. It was inclusive, modern, and smart. Skims became one of the most successful shapewear brands in the world. By 2022, it was valued at over $3 billion. All of this didn't happen by chance. Kim worked with smart people. She studied the market. She used social media to talk directly to her fans. On platforms like Instagram and Twitter, she posted photos, videos, and messages. She became a master of self-promotion. Whenever she wore something new or posted about a product, it became a trend. She also paid attention to every detail. From packaging to marketing, Kim made sure her brand looked and felt expensive. People trusted her style, and that trust helped her sell millions of products. And while people watched her on TV, they also followed her real life. They saw her get married, have children, and go through public breakups. They saw her cry, laugh, and grow. This connection made fans feel close to her. She wasn't just a celebrity, she was someone they felt they knew. Kim also knew how to turn negative attention into something positive. When people made fun of her or criticized her, she stayed calm. She didn't fight with everyone. Instead, she stayed focused on her work. Over time, many critics changed their minds. They saw that she was more than just a TV star, she was a serious businesswoman. Behind the scenes, Kim was making smart moves. She hired good managers. She made deals with big companies. She protected her brand. She filed trademarks and made sure no one could copy her products. She also invested in other businesses, including tech startups and mobile apps. One of her most successful projects was a mobile game called Kim Kardashian, Hollywood. In the game, players could build their own celebrity life. It was fun, addictive, and very profitable. At its peak, the game made over $100 million. Through all this, Kim kept growing her brand. She turned fame into fortune. She created companies, hired employees, and became a role model for a new generation of entrepreneurs. She showed that you could start with almost nothing, just attention, and build an empire. Kim Kardashian didn't just want to be in the spotlight. She wanted to own it. And by the end of the 2010s, she had done just that. She had become a billionaire, a global influencer, and one of the most successful women in the world. But her story doesn't end there. In the next part of her journey, Kim begins to look beyond fashion and fame. She starts thinking about her future, her family, and how she can make a difference in the world, not just in business, but in justice and education. Section 3: A New Purpose, Law, Justice, and Motherhood. Kim Kardashian had built an empire. She had money, fame, beauty, and influence. But as she grew older, something inside her started to change. She no longer wanted to only be known for selfies, shopping, and red carpets. She wanted to do something deeper, something meaningful. This next chapter of her life would surprise many people. In 2018, Kim made headlines again. But this time, it wasn't for a new fashion line or makeup product. It was because she visited the White House. Yes, the actual White House, where the President of the United States lives and works. Why was she there? She was fighting for justice. Kim had learned about a woman named Alice Marie Johnson. Alice was a grandmother who had been sent to prison for life. Her crime? A nonviolent drug offense. She had made a mistake when she was younger, and even though she had changed her life in prison, she was still behind bars, with no chance of release. Kim felt this was unfair. She believed that people like Alice deserved a second chance. So, she used her fame to speak up. She met with lawyers, activists, and finally, the president. She asked him to grant Alice clemency, which means to forgive her crime and let her go free. A few weeks later, it happened. Alice was released from prison after more than 20 years. She cried tears of joy. Her family was waiting for her. And Kim was there, watching with pride. This moment changed her life forever. Kim realized she had a powerful voice. People listened to her. So why not use that voice to help others? She began to study law. Yes, Kim Kardashian, known for glamour and fashion, decided to become a lawyer. She didn't go to a traditional law school. Instead, she joined a legal apprenticeship program in California. This program lets students work with lawyers and study over several years before taking the bar exam. Kim spent hours every day reading legal books, writing essays, and learning how the justice system works. It wasn't easy. People laughed at her. They said, "Why would a reality star want to be a lawyer?" But Kim didn't give up. She kept studying, kept working, and kept fighting for people in prison. She helped free more people, especially those who had been given long sentences for small, non-violent crimes. She worked with organizations that supported prison reform. She joined campaigns to change laws. And each time she helped someone, it gave her more motivation to continue. At the same time, Kim was also focused on her role as a mother. She has 4 children, North, St. Chicago, and Psalm. Being a mom changed her. She wanted her children to grow up with strong values. She taught them about kindness, respect, and hard work. She showed them that even when you are rich or famous, you still have a duty to help others. She also wanted them to be proud of her. Not just for her looks, but for her mind and her heart. Kim often said that her late father, Robert Kardashian, inspired her legal journey. He had been a great lawyer, and she wanted to follow in his footsteps. But balancing motherhood, work, and law studies was hard. There were times when she cried from stress. Times when she failed tests. Times when she questioned herself. But every time she fell, she got back up. She didn't let fear or doubt stop her. By 2021, Kim had already passed the baby bar, an early exam required in her program. It was a big step, and she was proud. She shared her journey online to inspire others. She wanted people to know that you can reinvent yourself at any age. You can grow, change, and find a new purpose. And through it all, she remained true to herself. She still loved fashion. She still ran her businesses. But now, she had another mission: to bring justice to people who had none. This new side of Kim surprised the world. Many people who once called her just a celebrity began to respect her. They saw that she was serious, passionate, and determined. Kim Kardashian was no longer just building a brand. She was building a legacy. Section 4: Legacy, Influence, and the Power of Reinvention. Kim Kardashian's story is more than just a story of fame. It is a story of transformation. Over the years, she has become many different things: celebrity, entrepreneur, mother, student, advocate. She has learned how to reinvent herself again and again. That is what makes her journey so powerful. In the beginning, people knew Kim mostly for her reality TV show and her looks. She was often judged or underestimated. But with every step forward, she proved that she was not just a face on a screen, she was a thinker, a doer, and a builder. She built a beauty empire with KKW Beauty. She created a shapewear brand, Skims, that changed how people think about bodywear. She worked to free people from prison. She studied law and shared her failures and successes openly. She wasn't perfect, and she never pretended to be. That honesty made her even more relatable to her audience. By the mid-2020s, Kim Kardashian had become one of the most followed people on the planet. On Instagram alone, she had hundreds of millions of followers. But she didn't just post for attention. She used her platform to raise awareness for important issues: criminal justice reform, mental health, women's rights, and more. She also started using her voice in politics and global conversations. She gave speeches at universities, appeared on serious news programs, and spoke at international events. Slowly, she was reshaping how the world viewed her. Kim also made it clear that you can evolve over time. Just because you start in one place doesn't mean you have to stay there. She taught people that it's okay to change your goals, your image, and your path. For young women around the world, she became a symbol of power and confidence. She showed them that beauty and brains can exist together. That you can wear makeup and still speak in a courtroom. That you can post selfies and study legal books. Her influence also reached fashion and culture. She popularized certain styles, like contour makeup, sleek ponytails, nude tones, and bodycon dresses. The term influencer became part of pop culture largely because of people like her. Brands paid attention to what she wore and what she posted. Trends were created overnight based on her choices. And even her family played a big role in that influence. The Kardashian-Jenner family became a business machine. Her sisters launched their own brands. Her mother, Kris Jenner, managed it all with incredible skill. Together, they changed the way reality TV and celebrity business worked. But Kim's greatest impact may not be what she wore or sold. It may be what she inspired. She showed people that you can rise after a scandal. That you can turn a mistake into a lesson. That you can be both a student and a star. And most importantly, that you can shape your own story, even when the world is watching. Now in her 40s, Kim is still evolving. She continues to grow her business empire. Skims became the official underwear partner of major sports leagues. Her legal studies continue, and she speaks more about social justice. She talks about wanting to open a law firm one day to help people who can't afford good lawyers. She also stays dedicated to her children. She wants them to live a balanced life, one filled with love, education, and purpose. She teaches them about giving back and being grateful. In interviews, she often says her children are her greatest teachers. Kim has also opened up about her personal challenges, her divorce, her mental health, and the pressures of fame. By sharing her truth, she reminds others that even the most glamorous lives have struggles. That behind the camera, everyone is human. In the end, Kim Kardashian's story is about more than success. It is about growth, reinvention, strength, and never letting others define who you are. Her legacy is still being written, but one thing is clear: she has changed the world in her own unique way. She proved that influence, when used with intention, can do more than sell products. It can open minds. It can break barriers. It can inspire change. And she did all of it by being bold, by staying true to herself, and by never stopping the journey forward. Section 5, Final Thoughts: The Woman Behind the Name. Kim Kardashian is more than just a name you see on magazine covers or social media. Her story is a journey full of challenges, success, reinvention, and purpose. She is a woman who changed how we think about celebrity, beauty, business, and justice. From her early days in Beverly Hills to the global spotlight, Kim learned how to take control of her story. At first, the world saw her as just a reality TV star. But Kim didn't let that label define her. She used every moment, both good and bad, as a chance to grow. And she never stopped moving forward. She was smart about fame. She didn't waste it. She built businesses that spoke to her audience. KKW Beauty and Skims became more than products; they became symbols of confidence, inclusion, and innovation. Her makeup gave people the tools to express themselves. Her shapewear made women of all shapes feel seen and supported. She didn't just sell items, she created experiences. But her greatest transformation came when she looked beyond beauty and fashion. When she saw that her voice could change lives, she followed a new path. She stepped into the world of justice and law, not because it was easy, but because it mattered. Helping free Alice Johnson was a turning point. It showed Kim what was possible when fame meets purpose. She realized that real power is about helping others. That law isn't just for lawyers, it's for anyone brave enough to fight for change. And so, she began studying. She opened books. She passed exams. She faced critics. She pushed through. Her journey as a legal apprentice wasn't about proving herself to the world, it was about making a difference in it. All this, while being a mother of 4, managing a billion-dollar brand, and staying constantly in the public eye. That takes more than just strength. It takes vision, balance, and heart. What also makes Kim's story unique is how public it has always been. Every mistake, every win, every heartbreak, millions of people were watching. Some supported her. Some judged her. But Kim never let public opinion stop her from changing and growing. She turned criticism into fuel. She turned pressure into progress. She has become a symbol for anyone who has ever been misunderstood. For anyone who has started over. For anyone who wants to change the direction of their life. Kim's story shows that it's never too late to find your voice, chase a new dream, or redefine who you are. She also showed that success comes in many forms. It's not just about money or followers. It's about building something lasting. It's about making an impact. It's about using what you have to lift others up. And Kim has done exactly that. As of now, Kim Kardashian is still creating. Still building. Still learning. Her story continues. But what she has already done is impressive. She has reshaped the modern meaning of fame, turned herself into a global brand, and become a student of justice, all while raising a family and staying true to herself. She reminds us that you don't need to fit into just one box. You can be glamorous and serious, famous and hardworking, strong and soft, loud and thoughtful. You can be everything you want to be, if you're willing to keep growing. So, what can we learn from Kim Kardashian? Don't let others define your story. Learn from your past, but don't live in it. Build something with purpose. And always, always believe that you can be more than you were yesterday. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Kim Kardashian's life. We hope her story inspires you, not just to learn English, but to chase your own dreams with confidence. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of your story.